Hello, everybody, and welcome to TRX Slingshot 2. My name is Shana Verstegen, and I'm so excited to go through this workout with you. And by excited, I mean nervous, a little uncomfortable. Those of you who've done the Slingshot 1 workout with us will remember it's pretty crazy timing. After our warm-up, we have 2 different slingshots. And in the slingshot, we progressively shorten your rest interval and lengthen your work interval. First set is 15 seconds of work, 45 seconds of rest. Then it's 30-30. Then it's 45 seconds of work, then 15 seconds of rest. Then we've got a whole minute of work. And then we do the same thing with those similar exercises going backwards. Then we'll do another one. And then today we have a 2-failure set of our TRX low rows, because it's always fun to go to failure with low rows. Some stretches, and we're out of here. So that's our game plan. Let's get started with our regular TRX warm-up. We're going to begin with our TRX standing rollout. Let's bring your straps to mid-length. And I'm going to have you stand facing away from the anchor point. Find that super strong plank position and walk those feet under a bit. Not terribly far. Squeeze your bum, and then roll those hands out just a little bit. Feel that core brace, and press back, not letting the straps touch your arms. Roll out again, and return. Let's perform some body checks. Are your ears, shoulders, hips, ankles in alignment? Do you have that space between your ears and your shoulders? Are you squeezing your bum so tight? It's like you have 2 apples on your backside, not that squishy applesauce. Do you have those tickle tummy abdominals and nice, straight, strong, and quads? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat row combo, keeping those straps at mid-length. Turn around, stand facing the anchor. Lean back, walk it under. Feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees, drop those bums. Squat, plank, row. Big squeeze behind the shoulder blades and reset that plank. Alternating those 2 movements, really focusing on how far you can bend your knees, getting your hips and knees nice and loose, engaging behind your shoulder blades. Think of bending a bar as you pull your chest back up to those hands. Really driving through your heels, finding that strong plank on top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward lunge with Y-fly. I'm going to have you stand facing away from the anchor point again. Walk it forward so your arms are straight out in front of you like Frankenstein. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Lower the left knee toward the ground, shoulders away from your ears, pressing into the handles. Come right back up to that strong plank. Other side, weight in that front heel. Make sure that heel is grounded, and keep alternating. If you want to hang out down at the bottom for a nice hip stretch, feel free. Stepping, shoulders away from the ears, pressing. Keep alternating. Now, if you did do our first slingshot workout, you'll remember that near that turnaround point of the slingshot, there's a lot of work and a very little bit of rest. So feel free to cycle in a little more rest if your body needs it, especially to feel safe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. TRX single leg hip hinge. Turn around, stand facing the anchor point. Walk those arms out in front of you. Center your right foot to the anchor. Square your hips. Soft in the right knee and hinge. And return. Make sure those hips are facing the ground. Your pinky toe is rotated toward the ground. You're actively pushing into those handles, and your shoulders are away from your ears. Feeling your hamstrings stretch and contract. Feeling all those little muscles in your feet and your ankles, your lower legs, helping you stay stable and balanced. Feeling your core engage as you actively press down into these handles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet, keep going. Push down, soften the knee, reach, and return. The other cool thing about these workouts are you're watching a video. So if you need to just pause and chill and hang out and take a little longer rest break, you're welcome to. Or at the end, when we do our set to failure and you're just cranking them out and you need to keep going longer than I will, then you just rewind your video and come back and enjoy the entire cool down. Yay for technology. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do some lateral lunges. Get those feet nice and wide, toes pointed directly forward. Bend your right knee and lower your body down. Pull yourself up. Bend your left knee lower down. I'm not dumping my bum backwards, I'm just lowering. I'm also really taking advantage of the straps to unload my body weight and feel that stretch through my inner thighs, through my hips. Shoulders are checked down and back, eyes are up. Perfectly tall posture. Core is braced. Whew, heart rate's going up a little bit. Joints are moving a little better. You're aware of where your masses and spaces are. 3, 2, and 1. Let's end with those golfers' rotations to a shoulder sweep, 180 degrees, open and close. That nice chest opener. Chest is up tall and proud. Can we just do this one for 30 minutes? I mean, I guess we could do whatever we want, right? I'll do the slingshot workout, but this is what I would love to do. 5, 4, one more to the other direction. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we are starting with a bang. We're gonna start with an exercise called your TRX Handstand. What? What is she saying? Yeah, I mean it. So for your TRX Handstand, you don't have to do the full handstand. You're welcome to just join me in a regular TRX plank as well, okay? And you only have to hold it for 15 seconds. Remember, our first set is 15, then 30, then 45, then a minute. Our hardest exercise is our shortest one. So let's bring your straps to mid-calf length. And I'm going to have you stand sideways to your anchor and place your right foot into those foot cradles. Now from here, I'm going to have you place your hands on the ground and rotate everything around, okay? Now in this position, I want you to drive your right heel back, and you can stop just with a single leg plank. Otherwise, start walking back until that leg elevates, and then we're going to hold for 15. Here we go, pushing down, bracing, squeezing. I want you to think of pushing the floor away from you. Think of those same masses and spaces up in the air, squeezing those buns, full body tension. Oh my goodness, that was 15 seconds. Set your leg down, get that leg out of the way. Now the hard part is to get your foot out of the foot cradles. Don't worry, we have 45 seconds to get yourself out of there. Next exercise, we're gonna do a TRX Abducted lunge with rotation. So we'll keep your straps at mid-calf length, standing sideways. Now I'm gonna have you place your left foot into both foot cradles, actively pushing down. I'm gonna have you ground your heel into the floor. Once we go in 15 seconds, it'll be 30 seconds of work. Keeping these toes forward, you'll bend your knee, press your bum back, and then rotate your chest and shoulders like James Bond, Charlie's Angels, around. Let's try that for 30. Go ahead. Lower the bum down, down, down. Keep that foot grounded in the foot cradles. Rotate and come back up. Your job is to keep the toes forward, keep the knee tracking forward. As you get more comfortable, you'll be able to go lower, but make sure your chest stays up. Sometimes your brain thinks, oh, if I do this, I'm going lower. But I want you to go lower by bending at your knees and your hips. Lower, down, down, down. Rotate, 3, 2, 1. You did it. TRX chest press to triceps press. We're gonna fully lengthen those straps. Stand facing away from the anchor point. Don't worry, you still have 20 seconds, but let's try one. Your triceps press will be your limiting factor here, so let's bend from the elbows first. Practice, squeeze your buns, and then press back to that starting position. Now your chest press. All right, now pick an angle where you feel like that'll be fairly challenging. Remember, we have 45 seconds of work. Find your plank. Here we go. Squeeze your buns. Triceps press, thumbs to your temples, drive it up, and then bend your elbows, chest press. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Remember, the hard one is going to be the triceps press in this combo, but I really do enjoy this combo. Core is tight and braced. Bum is tight. Thumbs come to the temples for that triceps press. Now, if you feel like you're jutting your chin forward to get to your thumbs, you might need to move forward just a little bit. You should respect that neck space, and you're lowering your whole body down to those thumbs. You should have enough distance between your elbows where you could snuggle a basketball in between there, not letting those elbows fly apart. And as usual, squeezing your bum. 2 and 1. All right, 15 seconds, and we're gonna get ready for our muscle up prep. Straps are at mid-length. Have a seat facing the anchor point. Scoot your bum way back with your right knee bent, left leg straight. We're going to pull and then push. Here we go. Pull to your hands and then push. Now, if you feel like you're getting stuck at the bottom of these, 1 minute here. Scoot your bum back. The further back you are, the easier this exercise is. Also, if you want more challenge, see how my right leg is bent? I can straighten my right leg a little more. Then my arms have to do a bit more work. It's a pull, a triceps push, and then a lower all the way down. We have 30 seconds left on this side. The good news is we'll get a full minute recovery before we have to do the minute on the other side. Oh my gosh, what is this workout? We have handstands, we have muscle up preps. This is my gymnastics workout. Shh, don't tell anybody. 15 seconds left, pull and push. Big squeeze on top. Make sure you're standing upright, like you're on top of a bar. You're in a front support on a bar. Pull, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a break. We have a minute. Enjoy this minute, because now the slingshot is gonna go pshoo, and turn around and go back the other direction. So we're gonna start again with that muscle up prep. I wanna speak to that now that we have a little bit more time here. That muscle up prep is a modified version of when you see somebody hanging from the bar and they pull their chin to the bar, flip the hands over, come up to a front support. For this one to be successful, you need to make sure you're really far back behind the anchor. Some people start too far under and they try to do it and then they get stuck right here. So you can actually be so far back that your bum's actually off the ground a little bit. So why don't you play with that? And then you can also play with how much you're using that bent leg to determine how much of your upper body is doing work. Well, we can't rest all day. We have to go now in about 8 seconds. So let's get positioned, make sure you're far enough back. Now my left knee is bent, other side, going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's a pull and a push. Oh, hi triceps. What you used to do for those chest presses, and now we're using you on top of this. Feel like you're engaging behind the shoulder blades, and then you push to the top. Make sure you're staying controlled on the way down. Don't want to injure your shoulders. Pull and push, squeeze and stick. I coach gymnastics, and even my little kids, we spend a lot of time working on that nice hollow, tight position on the top of the bar. We call that closing the windows. Your elbows are like windows. You want to push down on the top of the bar, in this case, the handles of the strap, to close your windows on the top of the movement. 20 seconds left. Oh, 1 minute is a long time. Pull and push. You decide how much you use that leg on the ground. 15 to go. Oh. And then we're going to move right into the chest press to triceps press. 3, 2, and 1. Fully link those straps. Stand facing away. Chest press to triceps press. Now you do you, but I had to walk forward a little bit because my arms are pooped. The good news is you have control of your angle. You can start at a steeper angle, and then if you realize, oh my, that's way too much, you can step it forward. Shoulders check down and back, squeezing the buns. We are nearing the end of our first slingshot, and we just have one more slingshot, 1 set to failure, a couple stretches, and you can say, I completed a really hard TRX workout today. 5, 4, tight, 3, 2, and 1. Good. TRX abducted lunge with rotation. We have 30 seconds to get there. Let's shorten those straps to mid-calf length and standing sideways to the anchor point. Now you're going to place your right toe into those foot cradles. Here we go. Lower, down, 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 weight in the heel. Rotate, chest and shoulders facing the opposite direction. Bring it back up. Lower, down, 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 actively pressing into those foot cradles and drive it back up. How low can you safely go? Rotate just the shoulders. Make sure this knee stays steady, straight, and strong. Keep actively pushing into those foot cradles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you have 30 seconds recovery here. Finally, we have to go back to that TRX handstand. So keeping those straps at mid-calf length, now I'm going to have you place your left foot into both of those foot cradles. And then from there, we'll flip it around, ta-da, and start moving it back, moving it back. Now, if you can't do a full handstand, I'm just going to do this one with you. Just do a slightly inclined plank and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down and get out of there. Oh, you did it. Nice job. All right, let's get ready for our next slingshot. So you see how there's some pretty crazy transitions in there with those rest breaks. Our next slingshot, we're going to begin on the ground with your pendulum swing, and then flip over with a bicycle to hip press. Those are really fun. Then we have your resisted rotation. I'll talk you through that one. And then we have your skater leaps for 1 minute. That one's going to spike your heart rate. And then that slingshot will come right back. All right, everybody, let's get ready for this first exercise here. We're going to begin with our pendulum swing. So straps are at mid-calf length. Have a seat. Let's double check the length of your foot cradles. They should be dangling just above your toes. If they're touching your feet, they're way too long. If they're way above your toes, they're way too high. 2 fingers in each foot cradle, roll it back, dive your toes in the back side, flip it over, so we're ground facing away. Let's begin hands and knees. Pendulum swing, we're going in 10. You're keeping your body nice and straight and pushing into those hands. Let's go. Only 15 seconds. Body straight and strong. Try to work your way up into a pike on each side of that swing. Big press into the floor. Body tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, those are tough. Double butt kick. Woo! Flip it over. We're going to do our TRX. These are hard. TRX Bicycle to hip press. So you're going to get your heels in the foot cradle. 2 fingers in each foot cradles. Roll it back. Pop those heels in. Head and shoulders on the ground. Always have the option to keep your bum on the ground. Otherwise, you'll lift your bum up. Pull one knee in, other knee in. Hip press, lower, straighten, and straighten. It's terrible. You ready? We're going in 10 seconds. And then to make sure you're being even, the first one I lead with my right leg, the second one I lead with my left leg, and so on. All right, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Lift your bum up, toes toward your shins, one knee in, other knee in, push and lift, lower, straighten, and straighten. Then I lead with my other leg. If you forgot, you're fine. Don't worry. But these are slow and controlled. You're only going to get a few of these in, maybe 3 or 4 during this set, but they don't feel good. Sorry. 3, 2, and 1. TRX resisted rotation. Shorten those straps to mid-length. I'm going to have you stand sideways to the anchor, holding on to just one handle. I'm going to put my right shoulder to the ankle, right foot in front, or anchor, right foot in front, left foot behind, arms fully extended. Now slowly lower your body away. Make sure that was slow and controlled. And then you'll pull yourself back to that starting position. If you felt yourself just drop, that means you need to walk your feet out. Here we go. I'm slowly falling sideways. Chest is facing the anchor, coming right back up to stick the landing. At this point, you can adjust your distance to and from the anchor. If I move away from the anchor or back, it makes this exercise a little bit more challenging. If I bring my feet under the anchor or forward, it makes it a lot harder. You also want to make sure your inside shoulder, in this case the right shoulder, is directly lined up with the anchor. I'm rotating, stretching through my thoracic spine, arms are straight, pull it up. I liken this movement to like a cable rotation, where I'm holding onto a cable handle, except for now, instead of pulling a weight stack, I'm pulling my body weight. 15-second break, then onto those skater leaps. Stand facing the anchor. Option 1, step, curtsy, step, curtsy. Option 2, you fly. Are we ready? We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push off of one, absorb and land on the other. Get the opposite knee past the heel, ground the foot, pushing your body side to side. Actively press off the floor. Now with the straps, you can kind of unload your body weight, and you can float a little bit from jump to jump, maybe increasing your distance of how far you travel. Chest is up, shoulders are down and back. Remember, we have 1 minute of recovery after these skaters. 30 seconds left. You always have the option to step, curtsy, step, curtsy. 20 seconds to go, team. Whew. Big push off the floor. Working the outside muscles of those hips, absorbing every landing. 10 seconds to go. Push and land. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, 1 minute rest, grab some water. Those are really hard. Go ahead and grab a sip of water. And we do have to do those again. Oh man, oh man. 1 more minute of those, and that slingshot comes back. It's going to be a quick transition between the skaters and the resisted rotation facing the other direction, so be ready for that. And then we'll get to the ground for your bicycle to hip press. And finally, 1 more set of pendulum swings. All right, we have 20 seconds. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Celebrate how hard we're working. Celebrate how those hips feel. We're going in 15. Here's my question for you. Can you leap a little further in each direction this time? It's kind of like one of those aerial bungee classes, except for it's not very bouncy. Here we go, 1 minute to one side and then the other. Absorb every landing by bending at your knee and your hip, and then big push off to the side, using the straps to pull. I know a minute's a long time, so remember those modifications. You're doing amazing. Or maybe you just stopped and you're staring at me like I'm crazy. In that case, you're still amazing. Thank you for being here. 30 seconds left. Big push. Something to think about while we're dying here. I always spell this exercise SK8ER for skater. Anybody else do that, or is that like a weird thing from Avril Lavigne days? Side to side. 10 seconds left. Faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resisted rotation. Stand sideways. Inside foot in front. Here we go. Slow. Arm straight. Pull. Back to the top. Reposition yourself if you need to. You have 45 seconds here. Oh my goodness. See, if this were like a live class that I was teaching with real people, not that you're not real, you know what I mean? I would totally remove myself from the strap during those skater leaps and walk around and check form around the room so I don't have to do a whole minute of those. Unfortunately, I have to do the whole exercise with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get down to the ground for those bicycles to hip presses. Straps are at mid-calf length. Popping your heels in the foot cradle as this is happening fast. Legs straight, toes back towards your shins. In 3, 2, and 1. Lift that bum up. One knee, other knee. Press, lower, straighten, straighten other side. One knee, other knee, lift, slowly straighten. Now last time I got 4 whole rounds of this in here. See if I do about the same here. Toes are back towards your shins, head and shoulders, hugging the ground. They're harder this time, aren't they? 3, 2, and 1. All right, those pendulum swings. So we're just gonna flip those foot cradles over, pop them over your toes, meet me ground facing away. You now have 20 seconds to take a quick nap. Just kidding, there's no napping in TRX. We have 15 seconds before we get in those pendulum swings. Hands and knees, push your heels into those handles. Ground your hands into the floor. Find that super strong plank going in 3, toes towards your shins, 2, and 1. Pushing side to side, little mini pike on each side. Actively pressing through your hands. Ooh, can you pick up a hand? Squeezing, bracing, core tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on out of there, double butt kick. Give yourself a minute. We survived the slingshot portion of today's adventure, both of them. Now it's time to go into our TRX low row challenge. So what we're gonna do for our low row challenge, I'll set it up, and then we'll get going for this, and then we'll stretch and be done. Go ahead and fully shorten your straps, fully shorten your straps all the way up. Now if you're on a door anchor, what I'm gonna have you do is actually place your feet up against the door, and you'll lift your body up and begin our set. If you don't have a door anchor, I'm gonna have you do your best to keep your feet right beneath the anchor. But if you're not able to do that, find a spot where you can keep your feet. And that's where I want you to always repeat this challenge if you come back and do this workout, or if you see a low row to fail challenge in one of my other workouts some other time. In order for the rep to count, you must pull your hands all the way to your rib cage and touch your rib cage. Are you ready, guys? As many as you can do. You may do more than me, and if so, just keep going. Or if you do less, stop and start your stretching. 2, 1, here we go. My toes are up towards my shins. I'm doing a big squeeze behind my shoulder blades. Oh boy, this is not my best number here. Ooh, it's gonna be 15 for me today. That is not my world record. You keep going. I have faith that you can keep going. Keeping your body straight and strong in that perfect plank, toes up towards your shins, big squeeze behind your shoulder blades. When you finish and when you're done with this workout, to prove to me that you got through this workout, I want you to leave in the comments how many low rows you did. And if you had to modify and move back a little bit, totally fine. Do what you can do. All right, I'm gonna move on to our stretches. If you're still rowing, keep going, you're killing it. All right, we're gonna begin with our TRX lower back stretch with rotation. Straps are at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. Walk it back with your arms straight out in front of you. Inhale, exhale, fold your body in half. And then just enjoy that stretch. Now in this position, soften your knees a little bit. Think of lifting your tailbone up toward the ceiling. So you neutralize your spine, you feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Now from here, bend your right knee, press your left hip back, and look under your left armpit. That left shoulder stacks over the right. Whew. And then switch it up, bend your left knee, press your right hip back, look under your right armpit. That right shoulder stacks above your left. Slowly bring that all the way up. Next up is your TRX Cossack Stretch. I'm gonna have you stand nice and wide. Toes pointed directly forward. I'm gonna have you bend your right knee as low as you safely can. Drop your bum down. Rotate the left toes up toward the ceiling. This may be where you stop. You might be able to get all the way down, but I wanna make sure that your heel is grounded and this right knee is tracking directly forward here. Feeling a stretch of the hamstrings on the left side. Push through the right heel, pull yourself up. Bend your left knee. Again, you might stop here. Maybe you can get all the way down here. Pointing those right toes up toward the sky. And alternate one and then the other. Hold for as long as you'd like, using the straps to pull yourself back up to the top. Let's do one more of these. Oh, isn't that great? Come on all the way up. Finally, your long torso twist stretch. Walk it back with your arms straight. Take your left leg, cross it over the right. So your chest is facing the anchor, but your hips are sideways. Inhale, exhale, fold your body in half. Get a nice stretch, making sure your chest is facing the ground and your hips are sideways and your arms are totally straight. You'll feel that stretch all through the right side of your body, into your right hip, all the way down the right side of your leg. Inhale, exhale. Slowly pull that up. Let's try the other side. Right leg over the left, toes pointed to the left, arms straight. Inhale, exhale. Press the left hip down toward the floor. Arms are straight. Folding your body in half. Chest faces down toward the ground. Inhale, exhale. Press back a little more, keeping those arms straight. Notice that twist in your entire body. And bring that back up. Congratulations, you guys. You did a really, really hard workout. The timing was bonkers. So a lot of time you did not get a lot of rest. Some of the movements were very challenging, so I hope you took advantage of pausing the video, trying the exercise, making sure you felt really safe. And now if you do this workout again in the future, you'll know what those exercises are and be able to crank right through it. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again in another workout soon. Have an amazing rest of your day.